So I wanted to make this video because I have been seeing more and more tech YouTubers recommending PC parts that don't even make sense, or are not even compatible out of the box. So I did my research and I started compiling a list of parts with upgradability, performance, and gaming in mind. So here's my $500 budget PC gaming build guide. For the CPU, I picked the 7th generation Kaby Intel Pentium G4560 processor with 2 cores and 4 threads, clocked at 3.5 GHz. This CPU also supports DDR4 2400 MHz memory, which increases the FPS in games. And out of the box, it includes a stock cooler. This CPU can handle most games because of the 4 threads, although it will perform poorly on heavily CPU-intensive games. For the motherboard, I chose the Micro ATX MSI B250 PRO-VDH variant. This motherboard supports 6th and 7th generation Intel processors, so if you want to upgrade to a better processor in the future, you have the option to do so. This motherboard supports up to 4 RAM sticks and RAM speeds of DDR4 2133 MHz or DDR4 2400 MHz. 2 RAM slots will be taken up on this build, so if you want to upgrade to 16 GB of RAM later on, you can. This board also supports 6 SATA ports and 1 M.2 slot. For the RAM, I opted for the G.Skill 8GB dual-channel DDR4 2400 MHz NT series sticks. These sticks have low latency cast timings and run at high frequencies, allowing us to achieve higher average FPS. These do not have heat spreaders, but they should not be a problem unless you're going to majorly overclock them over their stock speed. Just make sure you get the same frequencies, latency, and brand to ensure compatibility. You can upgrade to 16 GB by buying another 4 GB set of RAM to occupy the 4 DIMM slots on our motherboard. For the hard drive, I picked the 3.5-inch Western Digital Caviar Blue 1TB variant. The drive speed runs at 7,200 RPM, it has 64 MB of cache, and uses the SATA 3 interface. 1 TB should be enough for your gaming needs, but if you need more, you can get a higher capacity drive. If you want a faster drive, then you can opt for SSD, but at a higher cost per gigabyte. I will link some options down below if you're interested. For the video card, I chose the Gigabyte Radeon RX 480 G1 Gaming 4GB variant. This card's core clock runs at 1290 MHz and has 2304 stream processors. This card supports AMD FreeSync technology, which basically combats both tearing and stuttering for a smoother gameplay experience. So if you're looking to buy a monitor, get a monitor with FreeSync. I'll link some recommendations below if you're interested. This video card can run most games at ultra or high settings at 1080p 60 FPS. For the case, I went with the mid-tower Micro ATX Thermaltake Versa H15. Its low cost, great airflow, and decent build quality makes it a great fit for this budget build. This case includes a single 120mm fan. Inside the case, it supports a single 5¼ bay and 3 3.5-inch bays. For the front I/O, it has one USB 3.0, one USB 2.0, and one audio input. For the power supply, I went with the EVGA ATX PSU rated at 80+. If you decide to get another power supply, just note that the RX 480 video card recommends a power supply of 500 watts. This power supply is not modular, so if you prefer an easier time cable managing your cables, then get a fully modular PSU. I'll list an alternative power supply in the description below. Just note that modular power supplies are about $20 to $30 more expensive. And that's it. That's all the parts for our $500 budget build. I will include a PC part picker link as well as Amazon links down below with all the parts I mentioned in this video. I'm curious to know what you guys think of this build or what parts you would have changed. Anyways, thanks for watching, and keep watching till the end of this video if you want to see some game benchmarks.
Just run away with my darling.